Y ya cuando se baja, pues lo ve el chofer, dice, oye, no me has pagado, págame. Dijo, ¿qué quieres que te pague? Dijo, si me vine caminando.
Este es un chiste que escuché en un debate entre un ministro protestante y un católico, ¿verdad? Y es para ejemplificar más o menos que no debemos de tratar de ser prejuiciosos y juzgar situaciones antes de saber todos los hechos. Iba un sacerdote en uno de estos tranvías, un autobús, ¿verdad?, en la noche, y luego en una esquina se sube un borrachito y se sienta frente a... Hay unos que tienen los asientos así, uno frente a otro, ¿verdad? Y este borrachito se sienta allí enfrente del sacerdote. Y el sacerdote es medio así, como que huele mal, le hace gestos, huele a sudor, huele a alcohol, ¿verdad? Y está todo desaliñado. Y se sienta y hace así, como quejándose. Y luego ve un periódico y agarra el periódico, el borrachito, y se pone a leerlo. Y es como mientras está leyendo y está así como quejándose, como que le dé algo. Entonces, el sacerdote nomás está así viendo y moviéndose de un lado para otro y de mala gana, ¿verdad?, aguantándolo. Entonces el borrachito le pregunta, de repente voltea con él y le dice, padre, ¿qué es lo que causa la artritis? Y el sacerdote ve la oportunidad de decirle, dice, la vida tan malsana que lleva, los vicios, las tendencias al pecado, a la vida pecaminosa, a los goces del cuerpo y del... dice, es que aquí dice que al Papa le acaban de diagnosticar artritis.
Acaba de salir de caballo.
De caballos. Todos dicen soy malo por los chistes, pero yo I'm the real joke.
Pero tú no lo ves.
I'm the real joke.
Después de varias homilías está un señor, misa tras misa, un poco enojado, molesto. Dice, todas las homilías en la iglesia, todos los pobres, para los pobres. El señor tiene dinero, ¿no? Y un poco enojado. Y una señora le contesta, así, una viejita de Rosario, le dice, pues aquí es la iglesia, señor. La iglesia es para los pobres, para los ricos está el gobierno.
Todos conocen a Pepito. Está Pepito con su mamá y dice, Pepito, quiero que vayas a la tienda a comprar 1 kilo de tomate o 1 kilo de cebolla, una docena de huevos, de blanquillos, tortillas, le doy toda la lista. Se lo va a Pepito. Tortillas, está acordando de todo lo que le pidió la mamá. Pues en eso hay un accidente, un tren choca con otro tren y no sabe ni qué y va para atrás, para la casa y dice, mamá, no, es que llegué y hubo un accidente. Dice, y hubo patas que saltaron y manos y cabezas y todo eso. Y los huevos, no, eso no los vi.
Getting better.
Come on, Robbie.
A boy goes to his mother and says, Mom, will you pay me $5 if I'm good? She goes, son, I shouldn't have to pay you if you're good. You need to be good all the time without being paid. A few hours go by. Goes back to his mom. He says, Mom, will you pay me $2 if I'm a good boy? She says, son, I'm not going to tell you again. You just need to be good all the time anyway and not be paid for it. A while goes by and he goes back to his mom again. He goes, Mom, for $1, will you pay me to be a good boy? She said, son, now stop it. I don't want to have to tell you again. You need to be like your father. He's good for nothing.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So I'll start off by saying that I'm not really good at joke telling, and I'm not very good at delivering punchlines. In fact, I'm kind of the opposite. I kind of pride myself on being serious and being rather stern and not offering many smiles. But for the sake of participation and go ahead and give it an honest shot. Okay, so here goes. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Romeo Garcia.
Romeo Garcia. Who?
Thank you.
The next one. Come on, Raul. You can do it. You can do it.
My name is Romero Garcia.
All the money in the world came together, and they were all there. It was the $100 bills and the $50 bills and $20 bills and $10 bills, and the ones, the $100 bills came saying, well, I've been to New York, I've been to Hawaii, I've been to London, and I've been all over the world. And the $50 bills came and said, well, I've been to Papados, I've been to down to some of the other fancy restaurants and the hotels. I even been to Vegas a couple of times. And then the 20s and the 10s came and they said, and the 5s, they said, well, we've been to McDonald's, we've been here and everywhere. You know, we went to the movies and bought some popcorn. And then they all looked at the ones and they said, where have you been? Well, he says, we've been to church, and to church, and to church. So bring your dollars and give them to Father for his church.
Come on, Bert. Come on.
I'm really kind of nervous. I've got one joke and one true story, and if I offend anybody, please forgive me. I'll just go ahead.
Ahí viene Cindy.
Thank you. There was Ross was having a meeting in Saleneño in a cantina, and my compadre Johnny was there, Joe, Luis, and Richard were there, and a guy comes in and he's holding hand like this, and he said, if anybody can guess what's in here, you can have me for the night. Luis said, what, are you crazy? What, do you have a quarter in there? No. Johnny says, well, what do you have, a light bulb? No. Richard says, what do you have in there? What are you crazy? Get out of here. Do you have a penny? No. And Joe says, well, what's wrong with you? It's yeah, get out. Do you have a toy? No. And then Ross says, that's enough. What do you have in there? A gorilla? And the guy says, we have a winner. That was a joke. The true story is that, here at OLS, they have so many people coming in. And this is a very blessed parish. And one time somebody, and I only know this because Cindy works here, that a man came in here and he wanted his dog blessed. He wanted his dog baptized. And said, Monsignor, he said, I would like to have my dog baptized. And Monsignor says, oh, no, no. Here in the diocese, we don't do that. We don't baptize dogs. And the man said, I'm really disappointed because I was going to give OLS $1 million in donation. And the Monsignor says, well, so you didn't tell me he was Catholic, your dog.
Bert was the one that had this.
Hey, Bert, he did get baptized over there.
Come on, Joe. There's 3 men, and they're sitting outside a little cafe in the Vatican. And there's a little lady that's sweeping right next to their table. And they decide to brag. And the first man takes a sip of his coffee, puts it down, and he says, you know, my son is a priest. When he walks into a room, everybody stands up and says, Father. And they all look at each other and say, okay. The next man takes a sip of his coffee, puts it down and says, you know, my son is a cardinal. When he walks into a room, everybody stands up and says, Your Eminence. Whoa. The third man takes a sip of his coffee, puts it down, and says, well, my son is the Pope. When he walks into a room, everybody stands up and says, Your Holiness. And then all three look at the little lady. And the little lady's there with her broom. And they said, and you? She says, I don't have a son. I only had one daughter. She's 5'8". She measures 36, 24, 36. When she walks into a room, everybody stands up and says, oh my God.
You.
Oh, yeah, you're next.
You're next.
You guys are getting good. Esto. No, you can't top that one, right? Oh my God. Esto. Thank you. The bathrooms are right there as you just go out the door, and there's bathrooms there and some around the corner. So if Nathan calls, please answer accordingly.
Unless you're a camel.
Careful with his name.
Watch the snake. I got some new material this morning, and it's all recorded. That's great. This is great. Okay. Supposedly, this is what you did. No. Tell me what functions here. What's particular about jokes or a story? ¿Qué es lo que ustedes, no, algo que vieron en esto? Dígame.
Atraen atracción.
So right away, because you're going to tell a joke, and we set up the whole thing, so you got your attention, right? Attention. Everybody's, and so that's good because people are listening. I don't know why we say it like English, listening, okay? Y pues paran oreja, porque pues todos nos podemos relacionar, and so you got people's attention. What else is going on? Yes, sir.
You have what develops a comfortable familiarity, you know.
At ease, más o menos?
Icebreaker.
At ease? Uh-huh. Yeah, what else? Yes, sir?
No se aburren, se están riendo.
Para que no se aburra.
Sí.
So it's not boring. Oh, excuse me. Boring. It's not boring, just the opposite. All right? Yes, sir?
Well, ya lo iba a decir en inglés, ya no sé ni qué. Creo que une
Speak in English.
the audience.
I can understand your English.
Oh, is that right?
Well, most of the time.
No, I felt como que it bonds the audience, you know, we all become one.
Okay, there's a bonding. Why?
I believe the laughter has it's very powerful, that it contagious.
Right here, this is going on. And so, puedo identificarme contigo, tenemos algo en común. Just like when you go to church, there is a lot of prerequisites, no? A lot of for granteds. And so we speak church. Most of us here speak church. Sabemos cómo hablar en iglesia. Y cuando uno está en ese ambiente, pues hay un cierto nivel. That's why when you were a little risky here in some of your jokes, there was apologies and feelings a little bit, because we're kind of stepping out of what is the norm. No? You don't usually tell a joke, and especially in ladies' company and everything. By the way, you're here at your own risk. I hope we don't scandalize much. But maybe some is good. Entonces, hay algo de, ¿no? What else? What else is going on?
Es una reflexión también, ¿no, Monseñor, dentro de la homilía?
Yeah. So well, no, I'm not talking about jokes in your homily. I'm just talking about jokes in general.
Yes.
Okay, just jokes in general. We'll talk about jokes in your homily later, if you'll remind me. So it takes you. So there's a reflection, because this is what's going on. You're taken from one level to another. Okay, that's what goes. Es un nivel donde lo conocido quizá a lo que no, o lo menos esperado. The surprise jokes that we heard, I didn't expect that ending, type of thing, right? So there was an element of surprise. Y eso como que atrae más, llama la atención. Cuando, mira más, ¿dónde se fue?
So you want to captivate the punchline.
Yeah, so there is a punchline. Okay. What happens if you mess it up?
It's a punch. Se desinfla.
Sí.